Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday morning trading session. So the market's opened up here with a little bit of a gap this morning. Take a look here at the Eagle. Get our bird's eye view, if you will. So trading rather sideways yesterday. Didn't get any real follow through on any of the signals, or at least not as far as the Eagle was concerned. This signal that came here later in the afternoon, one of the better runouts on the day. Market closing around the 48.60 area and opening up here around the 48.80. So we've got about a 20-point gap. Below the market, or below current prices. We'll see whether they try to get into that. Or whether they're just going to bounce around again for another day. Crude oil also opening a little bit stronger, not quite as strong in the overnight as the NASDAQ was. This is interesting though. Trade forecaster said crude oil in trend mode for better than an hour and a half. We'll see whether that leads the market somewhere today. Crude oil also been very stagnant for the most part. So, well, we had a macro pullback signal here in our hawk. It's still looking to retest the highs. You could count this as a 4-arrow consolidation if you wanted. It's a little bit more of a sideways consolidation. It's still very early though. We're only a couple of minutes into the session. I would like to guess that the market's going to try to get into that gap, but it's hard to say for sure. Let's see what's going on here on the Raptor. Well, we're halfway toward our double pullback signal. And here's our first Eagle signal on the day, which is producing near the high. See, can I cover that back below here? Nope. Can I do that above the... Nope, can't do that either. Stinkers. To the hard edge then. Whew. That's it. That's all I can manage. Yeah, ideally below the 48.60 area where the market left off yesterday. That would be ideal. This is a little A little bit of a stretch for this market, even though it's a rather large stop. It may not be large enough. We'll see whether they try to bring us in here, and they have. So we're 6 minutes into the session, and we've got ourselves a buy signal. And let's see whether we get any kind of follow through on this now. Not yet, it seems. The NASDAQ trade forecaster also saying that we're currently in trend mode, which it certainly appears to be, and going to stay in trend mode for the better part of the next half hour. All right, let's put that on the shelf. Had a first micro macro cross here that it could have got all over. And we're producing a trend change signal here in the Falcon also, kind of sandwiched between the two resistance lines. The market's certainly not as active as it was a few days ago. Okay, here's a little bit of a pullback we were anticipating. Well, so far we're still very sideways. If we can take out this morning swing high, we should be in good shape. Or at least anticipate a little bit more of a move higher. Come on, get up there. Come on, couple ticks. Let's go. Just sitting right on the high there. Come on, get up there. There we go. All right, I think I'm going to bring my stops up a little. Tony's having A little bit of trouble with this trade forecaster. He says it's stuck. Any ideas how to unstick it? Um, Email Ben. That kind of stuff. I just go straight to the source. So email Ben at indicatorwarehouse.com. If any of you ever have technical difficulties, Ben's the fella to get a hold of. All right, we've hit our break even. Come on, don't stall now. I've hit my break-even trigger, but really the best stop is still down here, if you don't mind having a little bit of open risk on the trade. Well, it's certainly not much going on this morning. The market plodding higher, but almost reluctantly so. There we go. Come on, get up there. Well, maybe we'll have to just give it a little bit of a nudge with the mouse here. Oh my gosh, they've gone stagnant here. Oh well, nothing to talk about, but hopefully we'll get a little follow through on our trade and finally hit our profit objective. In fact, I think I'm going to protect a little bit more of this profit here. Maybe go with the bar high-low strategy and bring it in a little tighter. There we go. There. Let's take a look here. Randy's asking about the reports that are coming out at the top of the hour. Let's check the reports calendar. We've got a consumer sentiment report that might spark trading a little bit. Ron's asking, what do you think is the reason for this lackluster market, such as we have right now? I don't know, Ron. It's odd, to say the least. Normally, we at least see the market bouncing around a little bit, but yeah, this is very subdued, to be sure. The European central banks have their hands full with their economy, and that kind of stuff kind of trickles down a little bit into the North American markets, but you wouldn't think it would be quite this influential. Yeah, Tony says I need a supercharger on my mouse. Floyd, I think you could be right. Floyd says, I think we're going to have a lot of these days until the new year. It's a good time to paper trade. Normally, this is what happens like a few days going into the Christmas break. Traditionally, there's not a lot of trading that occurs between Christmas and the new year. Markets do get a little bit thin. It's just a lack of news, I suppose. there's not too much we can do about it. This is usually the most difficult thing when the markets are quiet like this, is to avoid doing something stupid. And now we're kind of on hold again. Tony's asking us, the Raptor, is it showing us an overbought market? Yes. Yeah, whenever your band gets very wide like this, if you had a, say, a stochastic or an RSI or another one of those oscillator type indicators on here, it would definitely show the market being overbought right now. Of course, that doesn't mean that it has to come down, but there is a chance that prices will try to head a little bit lower. I got cranked yesterday when the market, or I tried to second guess what the market was doing. I'm trying hard to avoid that today. Those are always my worst days. The days when I think I know what's going to happen, and I come into the market with a little bit of a bias. It always turns around to bite me. At least I'm not going to get too serious about shorting here until I see a better test of the extreme. Now, that doesn't mean the market can't head lower from here. You can see we're getting a soft edge sell here on the Raptor. This may be the only test of the extreme we're going to get, but at the same time, there's no denying the market definitely had an overnight push higher, even though this morning has been very stagnant. And not much going on there either. A lot of times what happens on a Friday is you see the market get busy early and then nothing happens. But today might be the opposite. It may actually be dead through the morning, and in the afternoon it may pick up. Yeah, so yeah, Peter. Peter says, Eric, say it isn't so. You're smarter than the market. No, I can do stupid stuff with the best of them. It's like whenever anybody says I'm smart, oh yeah, I'm smart, all right. I figured out just about every way to lose money that there is. The trick is to avoid those. if the buyers are going to try to rally the market up, they obviously need to hold this old support level back here. It looks like it was a good thing we took what available profit we had, because we would have been tagged at break even. Well, the trend change signal here on the Falcon did fall off a little bit, as did the soft edge sell in the Raptor, which seems to have gotten very close to its objective, which would be the hard edge of the trading band. The Eagle now also near the band, and the Hawk already producing a first micro macro cross to sell. So that's a little conflicting, because normally we anticipate some sort of reaction here off the hard edge. Maybe a little bit of a bounce, maybe a slightly better retest of the high today. We'll stay with the market for a little while yet. It hasn't even been an hour into the session, but my goodness, it seems like we've been sitting here all morning. All right, so we got a little bit of a run up here now. It does look like we are testing the extreme again, which is good. If the market fails at this point, there's a good chance we're going to head a little bit lower. Of course, if they trade back through the highs, well, then all bets are off. Crude oil also dead sideways. So we did get this red bar buy signal. It was against the ATR, but this is the kind of situation where you may consider taking your signal early so that you can do something with your trade before it gets close to the highs. You see, if we normally we would allow the ATR to flip over, which would make this your signal bar. But now we have less room to adjust our trade as we encounter or get closer to the highs. Had we entered down here at the hash mark, well, at the very least, if we get a little anxious on the trade, we could bring the stops up to break even. Not so much an option if we had entered here at the 48.88 area. We are getting a first micro-macro cross signal. I think I would, oh shoot, 48.91 quarter, 48.92 half. I'd rather take it above the high. Well, it's starting to look like we've got another rather sideways kind of day. Well, here comes that first micro-macro cross signal. And you can see we're conflicted. You know, we've got the eagle technically bullish, but printing a red warning dot. Uh, these highs, these matching highs that we have, smack of a double top. Just for educational purposes, let's see whether or not we can, if that market's going to reach our profit objective. It is a high probability signal. haven't seen the market this flat for probably 4 or 5 months. We should see the market retest here. Our profit objective isn't that far away. We should be able to get that. Whether we'll get a full breakout above the highs, that's another story. So we should be, there we go, we would have hit our break-even trigger. And another tick or two, we'll get our profit objective. Well, it was a little bit of a struggle, but we got there. The eagle about to print another signal. Oh, and I think the falcon already has printed a signal here at the highs, as has the raptor. Let's take a look at a raptor trade here. I'll try to run one out. Just enter above that high. Stop should go below the low of the day. That's actually the best place for them. Alright, so it's been an hour between trades, but that's alright. So long as they work out, I don't care how long I have to wait. I'll bring my stops in a little bit. But if we don't get some follow through on this signal soon, I think we're going to close up the trading room a little bit early. Doesn't look like anybody's here today anyhow. Everybody's already at the mall, working on their Christmas shopping. Okay, we're actually getting a little bit of traction. Where's our next support and resistance line? 48.98. I think I'll make that my break even. Sure thing, Tony. Tony says, can you show me the trade forecaster again real quick? Here we go. So trend mode ending in a couple of minutes time, entering scalp mode. Oh, that'll be fun. See you, Keith. Have a good weekend yourself. In fact, like I said, I think we're going to button up the trading room here in about another 5 minutes or so. If you're planning to trade the afternoon, which I think might be more active today, go get yourself a late lunch or early lunch, I guess. In my case, breakfast, and then come back and have another look. It seems pretty unlikely we're going to see a run up to 5,000 today, but 4,900, that's a possibility. That's not making anybody work too hard. Oh, there you go. Tony says all I needed to do was add more days to my data series on the trade forecaster, and that fixed it up. Good to know. And way to go, Jim. Jim says the NASDAQ just gave him a $140 profit. Can't complain. Well done. Yes, a profit beats a loss any day. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to button up shop here. And have a nice weekend. I'll see you again on Monday, and hopefully the markets will be a little bit more cooperative at that time. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.